Hi, and welcome to the lesson for 1.5, Dividing Integers. So we did the activity where we looked at that table to see what happens when you divide integers with the same signs and with different signs and how that all worked. So today's the day that we put it all together and make it formal. So the quotient of two integers with the same sign is positive. And remember, this looks very, very much like this looks very, very much like it did with multiplication. So let's do two examples. So if we have 8 and we divide it by 2, that's equal to 4, and negative 8 divided by negative 2 is equal to a positive 4 also. So if I switch my color, make it red like we did the other day, and we examine the signs, this is the same sign, and that gives us a positive quotient. I have no idea why Brenna's groaning over there doing the dishes. And this is a positive.
It smells.
A positive quotient. Well, same with this. This has two of the same signs. They are both negative. Same sign with a positive quotient. So quotients of two integers with the same sign is positive, as we can see from these two examples that look remarkably like the multiplication we did the other day. Okay, now we're going to look what happens to see when it's the quotient of two integers with different signs, and the result is negative. So let's do some examples. You can have my chocolate bar, Brenna, if you would like. So if we say 8 divided by a negative 2, that is equal to a negative 4. If we say negative 8 and we divide that by 2, our answer is negative. So just like we did with multiplication. So these are different signs. And we get a negative result, negative quotient. And these are different. And a negative. Okay, so this is all very similar to what you did with multiplication. So let's try some examples on your own. Go back to black. It's black. So why don't you try 14 divided by 2, negative 32 divided by negative 4, and negative 40 divided by negative 8. So pause the video and see what you get for those three. Okay, welcome back. So 14 divided by 2, they're both positives, so that we know that the result is positive, and this is 7. Division doesn't change that much, since it did in elementary school. So this is negative 42 divided by 4, and the answer to that is 8, and it's a positive 8 because it's a negative divided by a negative. Negative 40 divided by negative 8 is 5, and it's positive because it's a negative divided by a negative. All right, try these. And remember, we can also represent division like this. So pause the video and see what you get. Okay, welcome back. So 0 divided by negative 6 is 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. Negative 49 divided by 7 is negative 7, because remember, a positive and a negative make a negative. And same thing with 21 divided by negative 3, we get negative 7. Apparently the examples liked negative 7. All right, so those are some examples that you could try. Oops. Let's continue. We're going to try some substitution. This was some examples in the book, and this sort of ties multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction all back together again. So let's try this. We have 10, we subtract x squared, and when we divide by y. We're going to set x is equal to 8 and y is equal to negative 4. So the 10 stays the same because that's not a variable, that's a constant. And x is equal to 8, so we're going to say x squared. And we're dividing it by y, and y is equal to negative 4. So now we have to think about orders of operations, and PEMDAS says that we do parentheses first. Well, there's nothing really to do in the parentheses, and then we do exponents. So we say 10, subtract 8 squared, which is 64. We divide that by negative 4. We do multiplication and division next, so we're going to say 64 divided by negative 4, which gives us a negative 16. Because remember, it is a positive 64 divided by a negative 4. And we still have a 10 there. And we subtract 10, or 10 subtract negative 16. Well, we know we have to add the opposite, so that becomes addition. And negative 16 becomes 16, because the opposite of negative 16 is 16. And this gives us 26. All right, let's try some of these on your own. So why don't you try A divided by B, where A is equal to negative 18 and B is equal to negative 6. Okay, give the video a pause and see what you get. Welcome back. So A is equal to negative 18, and we're going to divide it by negative 6. Well, it's negative divided by negative, so we know that the result is positive, and 18 divided by 6 is 3, so our answer is 3. Let's try another one with A plus 6 divided by 3. Okay, so why don't you try that? All right, this might look a little strange because you have A plus 6 and it's divided by 3, and we're tempted to do the division first, but really this is sort of implied because we're saying the whole thing has to be divided by 3. So A is equal to negative 18 plus 6, divide the whole thing by 3. So we have to figure out what this is before we can do the division. So negative 18 plus 6 gives us negative 12 divided by 3. Well, we know that's 4, and we know it's negative because it is a negative divided by a positive. So that gives us negative 4. Well, thanks for watching.